Okay, time for video 3 of this series. The final video, the finale, the last one. And the crowd goes wild. Now that we have confirmed it all worked via the dry assembly, it's time for the disassembly. I like to use these plastic bins to keep the parts for the particular job I'm using. I call it a job box. There is much to do to get this thing ready for painting. Aside from taking it all apart again, I do have that rear cavity to clean up. I also want to seal the newly exposed wood with shellac and a few coats of shielding paint. Then we can wash, flatten, and scuff the body. The surface must be clean of dirt and oils, then scuffed really well for paint to adhere properly. I am using 600 grit on the random orbital sander and then going over with a maroon 3M Scotch-Brite type pad. After the body was prepped, I noticed the neck needs some attention. Most of it can wait until after we paint the headstock, so let's get that ready first. By painting both headstock and body at the same time, we ensure a better match. Since my primer and sealer coats are all white, I'm only spraying a small amount for the base coat, and then I will be doing a pearl additive to a clear coat before doing the final clear. Although I do usually prefer a natural wood finish on a lot of my guitar models, there's something about trying to get a really good paint job and being able to pull it off that just feels so satisfying. And that's what I am shooting for here. After getting the base coat on, I decided I wanted to get a different kind of pearl thing going. In the past, I have been asked which YouTube luthiers I like to watch. While I enjoy all of them, I find myself watching more woodworking channels like Whitworks and Bourbon Moth. I also watch a lot of painting channels like Paint Society, Whitley Auto Works, and The Gunman. What about Triggerman? Yes, I do like Triggerman as well. I find myself learning a lot of skills that I can put towards guitar building from people who specialize in those areas. I can only hope that people get out of my videos what all of the above have done for me. If you would like to see more of me touching on any one of these aspects of guitar building, please let me know in the comment section. I am tempted to do a series on messing with paint, trying different colors and different effects on some bodies, then making those bodies available for folks to build out themselves. Or they can have me finish the builds for them. Please leave a comment below on what you think. I found that the pearl additives I used gave me quite the texture to the surface. Therefore, I added an extra clear coat, giving me about 3.5 coats, which will be cut and buffed later. After about 2 days of curing, I feel I can get the cut and buff part of this going. Since I have such a large punch list on the neck, I figured I would start there, giving the body a little extra curing time. I recently noticed that although this channel was growing, during this particular video series, I had a few subscribers leave. Since I can't ask those defectors directly as to why, I could only ask a few other people as what they thought that might be. One person said he wasn't sure, but he also did not like the new AI voiceover I was using on my latest videos. I thought that was really strange considering I would never support that AI crap on any of my works. When I told him that, he was like, "Really? Your voice sounds just like a fake voiceover." So to combat that, I will now use some pitch correction software. How do you like me now, yo? Although the headstock logo is actually an inlay, I ended up doing a little bit of a pearl over it and then of course the clear coat. If you have followed my builds from the beginning, you know that I really like 0 frets. However, on this one, I decided to go with the brass nut, simply because it just fits in with that gold theme. I like to seal the back of the neck with an oil-based product rather than spraying on a urethane. I really work it in well and then make sure it gets all sealed and cured before taking it to the buffing. We have a saying in woodworking, and that is, if you want to see your imperfections, add some finished product to the wood. And what I'm doing here is simply clearing out some of those imperfections. It's never too late. You can always go back with sandpaper, clean them up, and that's what I'm doing. Now it's time to cut, buff, and polish the body. I noticed that the spray out turned out really well. The clear coat laid down nice and flat. It didn't take a lot to get it to what I wanted to see out of it. What cut and buff means is we're flattening down any orange peel that might be on there or dry spray that creates a little bit of a texture to the surface. That texture can keep it from looking its shiniest best. We cut that down with sandpaper and then we come over and buff it, polish it with various layers of polish. I started off with 1500 grit sandpaper. That of course left fine 1500 grit scratches in it. So then I came over with 2000 grit and then 3000 grit. I noticed the fret ends needed a little bit of work. What I'm doing is rounding them over with a really nice Sustainiac file. This is made specifically for this, and on these stainless steel frets, sometimes it takes just a little bit extra care to soften them up to the fingers. Nobody wants frets to cut their fingers, that's for sure. All this buffing is for naught if I just stick with the woods. We also need to take care of the frets. We want a nice smooth surface on them. The sandpaper alone isn't enough to take out all of the little micro scratches, so that is where we use polishing compound. That takes out more of the scratches, and then we go over with clay bars on the buffing wheel, and we work our way up to the finest polish that we possibly can. Get it nice and shiny and put a little bit of wax on it just for good measure. A good buffing wheel assembly can be quite the investment. I highly suggest you get one. As you noticed before, I was using a handheld buffer like you would for an automobile. Those are great and will get you started, but I like finishing it off with a really good wheel as you see me using here. In fact, I would say that is the theme of number 200 here. It's more like, James, what have you learned after building 200 guitars? What have you learned to be the best methods to use, the best products and tools? And what does this guitar display? Does it display that you've learned anything? I am always a student and I am always learning more. But this guitar should show what I have learned up to this point, as all my guitars before have. Now, if I could just learn how to make a decent YouTube video, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Please leave comments and suggestions below in the comment section. Don't just DM me or send me a message through some other source. I need your comments here, please. It's all about the algorithms, guys. It really is. Help me out, will ya? If you ask anybody who's either built a guitar from a kit, pre-painted, and or one that they painted themselves, finished, or one that they've started from scratch as I do, and then get to this point where you're reassembling all the hardware, this has got to be one of the most nerve-wracking areas, because what happens is you're constantly thinking, don't scratch this thing, don't put nicks in it, don't bang it too hard. and at the same time, you need to get things to fit. And it's quite the thing. Until you experience it, you have no idea. I am sure if you have made it this far into the video, you have figured out by now that all those noises and sounds that you hear in the background, yes, some of it is my cat, but the other parts of it are actually sounds and noises and hopefully some type of musical context of what I have made with this guitar. So I am really exploiting more of the Sustainiac pickup than the actual magnetic pickups, but those Seymour Duncans are, what can I say, they are premium. Add that to the Sustainiac, and this guitar is something really special, something that somebody who knows how to use this type of system can really make some awesome music on, and I can't wait to hear somebody do just that. And once again, thank you for making it this far. And if you are not a subscriber as of yet, please subscribe to the channel. Click that notification bell so you can see follow-up videos. I will be making more guitars. This is not the end, folks. This is just the beginning. And I appreciate all of you for coming along. I am your biggest fan. Thank you once again for supporting Dude Craft Guitars.
How do you like me now, yo?